Welcome everyone. I am Steve Works here, and today I will be doing something different than usually just games. No, here I'll be doing something that's been on my list of things to do. One that was also long forgotten, but the signs were there. At the moment, I cannot hear myself. I did the best that I could to make sure that when I speak clearly. And such, I move all resources into that purpose, along with a few other things, just to keep things in check. A bit of win. So, we are here today because I have been wanting to do some motivational speaking for a while, and I decided that the best place to do that is in a platform where you can basically try new things out. And this is how I chose to work it out. I would have used my own model, but it's still in the making, so this was the best I could come up with. It's still a work in progress, but it's just something that I felt it had to be done. I had a date that I was planning to do it, and no matter what, I was going to do it on that day. Something that's been rare, and it's something that I myself should have been trying a lot sooner, but it wasn't in me at the moment to try that hard. So, am I ready for this? No, I'm not. Because no one is ever ready. All we can do is go ahead and move forward with it. And speaking of moving forward, let's move forward to where I plan to make my stage. And right here. This was supposed to be a bit better in performance, but it's uh, it's not about the looks, it's about what I can say here. The scenery is a bit rainy at the moment. I was hoping for it to be gone by now, but I just had this urge to just say it right now. And here we are, kind of. Yep, here we are. Still, I am impressed that I managed to do this in just a couple of days, and I'll have you know that this, among other things, was just the start. So I am here for some words of advice to those who come upon this stream or videos that I would eventually cut down and this stream into. Where to begin in my in my words of wisdom. So, what I have found out that throughout my time here is that I don't have to be big to be able to do something like what I'm doing. Motivational speaking, it's something that can be done even as someone as small as me. In fact, I actually wanted to do this at my size at the moment, at where I am, as a way to show that a way to implement my core values as well. A core value is something that which defines our actions and our outcomes and our decisions. We, as a species, I should say, we all have our core values, no matter what they are, even if you know about them or not. There will always be something that you would avoid and something that you will go afterward, simply because it's what you decide to do. So here I will be giving some advice to you guys, some words that have found useful that throughout my experience. There have been many words that have been told to me that help me see a different perspective, sometimes gain a bit of strength, sometimes even sight into things that I didn't know existed or that they were there, but I didn't see the right picture in mind. There have been many incidents that I was unaware, but now that I am, though it's been years since they passed, it is still something that that could potentially be a reason I am who I am, especially how I decide to act from knowing that. They say knowledge is a powerful weapon, but at the same time a great curse. You see, when you know a lot, when you know about everything, you can start to feel a bit of dread from knowing what you know, but at the same time, despite knowing everything, you still don't possess the ability to do anything about it. I myself saw that quote come to life where many times there were incidents where I knew something and despite that I had no idea on how to change the outcome for the better or simply from the good to the better. Though I have come to terms with that a while back and as and to actually try for once. and I'll be honest with myself and with you guys. This stream that I'm doing, just even the character that I have at the moment, it's something that would not exist if I decided that there was nothing I can do. You see, I could have lived my whole existence without being known, and I would have been fine with that. Just either a phantom or nothing, just going my own way. I could have went with a standard job and be that. No, I knew things, I saw things differently, and I saw an old dream that I once believed in, but decided it was just another foolish dream. No, I came to this platform to be known, to one day actually reveal myself on my day of choice, with hope of being able to change things not the way they are for the better. And this is how it gets started. You can do things fast on your own, but sometimes it will not be enough. I have been trying this things on my own for as long as I can remember. Hmm. Yes, there is a spider on my head for some reason. It's a good thing I place a lot of light there, or else that would become a quick problem. Anyways, as I was saying, I have been doing things on my own for a long time, and I have come to realize that even though I am capable of doing things on my own, even things that shouldn't be possible, I can still do it on my own. The only difficulty is that when time comes, when something is basically impossible to do on your own, that you spend your whole time just thinking that you can do it on your own for as long as you can, you realize that once you actually do need people, you spend your whole time thinking that alone is the best. That by the time by the time it comes when you need someone, it will be hard to find people that will understand that situation. Though though they are there, you still feel that same pride in doing things alone. Despite that, despite that, there is a lesson in that I have found, which is exactly what I said. You can do this on your own, but eventually you will need people around to help you. And And that is a hard task to do, especially when you're unknown. And that's why I came here. I saw a how a community comes together in this platform, and no, it will not be today nor tomorrow. I don't have my expectations on a high. I just have my expectations on a ready, as I was told once that if you're planning on doing something, plan big and do it all the way. Even if it doesn't work, even if you believe it won't work, still have plans for when it does work. That way, if it succeeds, you'll be ready to move to the next step. What is my goal then? My goal at the moment is simple. Difficult but simple. Currently, so let's start this with a story then on how things got to the way they are. You see, at the beginning of this journey through Twitch, through becoming a VTuber, to being here in this stage that I built myself, to the many drawings that I have made, even a small comic book being made as well. At the beginning, there was basically it was basically the beginning of the pandemic. Actually, we were sent to lockdown, and I thought it would be a great way to work on some skills then, which I did. I worked on my skills, gained new ones, and created what I like. But as eventually it all comes downhill after that. So I came looking for. Basically, I was watching videos, and I came upon a couple of streamers. Shall I say their names? Maybe. That will be my answer for most things, but these streamers that I found, they were quite entertaining, and with their people around that are just as entertaining to be with. No mistakes were made. I will live up to them if I try. Anyways, I got lost. Found many, no, not many, just a couple of streamers that inspire me to try it out. Not for anything, just to try it out. I believe, no, just to watch. It's when I was on my own actually that I saw a little something of information that I long have forgotten about that reawoke something in me. An idea of where I can actually do some good if I actually try. You have heard about politics and policies, right? Well, of course you have. It's everywhere, and it's along with a few other things. One of the most hated things around here. Wherever the case is part of our is it is part of our lives. Most of the times we try to avoid them, but that only leaves the problem to be themselves. Whatever the case is, I was there doing some research, not for anything, just because I wanted to. Well, a mix between watching streamers and then saw how popular they are. Came up with the idea of what if someone tried to run for office with that type of community? What if it can spread to throughout whatever region they are? I'm talking about a specific place. I'm not sure what other place it's capable of doing such a thing, but here where I live is greatly possible. How great it is, how great the possibility is. Well, I found out that if I wanted to, I can actually run for governor. And in fact, I was just when I was doing my research, I came upon that simple sign-in list right there in front of my hand. Right there. A simple list of positions that you can take, or I should say, run for. Yes. Right there in front of me was a simple list of offices that you can choose to run for. I was just there in my bed and there it was. At the moment, I have grown in wisdoms and more open in mind. I say more awake. I thought to myself, this is incredible. That this is a possibility that someone like me can do. Something like anyone can do. But I knew that at the moment I was inexperienced. I had no clue about what was held in to running for an office, let alone a small one, let alone a medium one. I had no clue. So I decided to back off on that idea, because obviously it was something far too grand for me to even think about trying, let alone because basically no one knew who I was, and most of the people have a shot because people know who they are. I was not one of those, I thought to myself. But after that, I went back to watching streams of those streamers that I was watching. And I realized how their community was, how fun it was, then it clicked on me that on that day or on that week, that what if I try to become as popular as they are, to basically sacrifice my solitude in order to try to do a better job than most people in offices are. Either take their place or do it better. Among those words was in my subconscious at that day. So that's where it began. The there's either my character's rise of Steelworks or there is mine rise as Steelworks. So that's the story of how I started. I have done mistakes, yes, even to streamers, but I quickly tried to fix myself once I knew of those mistakes, and quickly focus on simply being her friend, even though I couldn't be there all of the time. I still wish that for those who hear this know that even though I'm not there, I'm still a phantom. Even though I'm not there, I will still be there no matter the case. I just wish that I can be more of a stronger character, someone to inspire others. What am I to say? I'm still talking about the past tense, by the way, partially in the past tense. So, sorry, just need to take a breath right there. So, I started from being someone who once a streamer, once cared nothing more than just actually and myself, to the point where I say that everything I'm doing, no matter what your point of view is, no matter how you see my words, no matter how you hear them, everything I do will be the sake for others. It might be hard to believe that, even to think that one person can make a big difference. And the truth is that they can't. I'm trying, and I know that I can't, which is why I am here in this moment. I I want to help people, but at this moment I know that I can't do much, which is why I started this, to get people's attention, to hopefully that if I can entertain them and have them hear my words, my ideas, to one day together do something almost impossible to become a reality. I will not ask for loyalty. I will not ask for I won't ask for money. I won't ask to give yourself up. for my cause, no. I simply ask that when the time comes, you simply hear my words, and hopefully that by that day, my core values remain strong enough to the, so that whatever happens can happen. I won't bend to anyone's will but my own. That's something that would probably be negative, but in my perspective, if my will is of others, and by the time where I have to completely seal my own will, and hopefully that when it when it is sealed, I take all the great aspects with me. You might be thinking that I'm just rambling words, but it is more than just words. I want to inspire people to one day be at my side so that when the day comes I won't be in it alone, that I will have people also who also believe in creating a better world, and I am under attack and I made sure to prevent that. Give me a moment. I guess this will be turned into a Minecraft stream until this can be fixed. So give me a moment to deal with this and then we'll come back. Let me edit the stream category. Minecraft. And hurry. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Come here. How did you even get in here? And that's obviously the reason why, so I'll fix this in a moment. There. Okay, let's get back to what I was saying. Okay, forget this about the editing and let's just continue. There we go. So, where was I? Okay, so the reason I'm telling you my life story is because as basically I am another person. I am nothing special. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. And just like you, I'm trying to tell you that you have great potential. You just don't see it yet, even if you doubt yourself to the hardest of degrees. There can do something. It doesn't even have to be something world changing. It can just be something as simple as I'm not sure. I'm not sure because the choice is not mine. The choice is yours. Which is definitely something that has been forgotten, I believe. Mostly everything is a choice. We just have ways of running those choices, like I said, core values, and how the outcome of our decisions are defined by those values. My values were, as I said, to help people, though at the beginning it wasn't, but it changed more as reawaken. Like I said, if I am capable of doing this all simply because I want to help people, then you can possibly do the same with your choices. Just be careful what they are. I know that they can be taken into out of context. I am aware of that, which is another thing that should be aware of. Be aware of your surroundings, no matter how harsh they are. Hmm. Because, because when you are aware of your surroundings, you know, you will know the right decisions to make, the right way to basically, how to say it, drop the domino. Is how I can closely explain to what I'm saying. What was it that I said before that? Yes, there is potential in everyone. You can do what you want, kind of. But in order to do that, you must be prepared to face the challenges that come with trying. Which is why I'm telling you my life story. I am doing this. I have seen the hardships when trying to do something different, and I want to let you guys know of my experience because I want to help others, and by doing this, I help you. And so, with that, if I manage to help you become the best person that you can be, hopefully when the day comes that I can simply ask for one thing, as little as a simple 1% of support. When that day will become reality is unknown. But until then, I will give you my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience. Whether you're old or young, whether you see my words or whether you see them wrong, All I can say that moving forward, I hope the best for you. And let me tell you about something that I learned. Hmm, which one to give you first? I told you that there is potential in you to be aware of your surroundings. But how do you use them? How do you even begin on thinking great ideas? How to unlock yourself? Well, I would say it starts with how it's said, removing yourself from being comfortable is a start. You can start by doing something as minor. Also, discipline is another thing. Self-discipline is another way to. It's another aspect to give yourself to be able to create anything. As you saw with myself, that at the beginning my discipline wasn't as grand or wasn't as good as it is now. Even today, it's still a bit. It is still a bit, and it needs some work. But it is still something that I can teach you, I guess. No, I don't guess. I know. I know that I can teach you a simple piece of discipline for yourself. I'm not gonna be there to simply remind you. No. What I have found is that you must be able to remind yourself. You must be able to remind yourself of every goal that you want to accomplish. But I also know that before you can do something big, you must start with something small. So before we end stream with whatever we have, I'm gonna give you this. The next time that I'll come with another motivational speaking stream, I'll be able to give my words with more ease. And how did I start that? By simply trying the small things. It's disciplined. Whenever I get the chance for me to be able to speak, I simply waited for the right moments for when speaking in front of a crowd was necessary. And I did that most every time that there came up an event, even minor as a say orientation. I spoke up as a way to practice, as a way to work off my own nerves in speaking in front of people. Yes, speaking is something also that was a problem back then. Even now, but not as severely as back then. Not and how I did that was long before I became aware of Twitch. So, if you want to be able to learn to do something and do it gracefully, you must be able to learn discipline before starting anything else. You can say that motivation is a good help, but motivation is a spark that eventually dies out. You you need discipline after motivation, because if you don't, eventually, like me, a simple drawing that I managed to make in just one day took me 2 years to make. Once you catch a spark of motivation, use discipline and make sure that you keep that fire running, to keep that fire alive, because eventually that discipline will create will create a most powerful of will create the most powerful of any fires that you can witness. That great flame. We all know how dangerous fire is. Now imagine if that fire was your goal, your ability to create that goal from a simple spark. This simple is something that is needed, and here's something that I have tried myself. Yes. You can try doing you can try practicing discipline by giving yourself one task. Just simply one task of your own choosing, and you repeat it every day or for how long you want. Just make sure that that one task is repeated. Even if you don't want to, you repeat that same task. It could be simple as drinking water at a certain time, or just simply drinking water. Or anything else. So, at the moment, that will be all that we have. This will be all the time that we have at the moment. This may be a bit crumbly, I guess, but it's the start. It is the start of something that I will continue to work on till eventually it comes as naturally as breathing. Breathing. See, I still need some work, so we're still in the same boat as we always are. So, I am going to call it the day. Tomorrow, I'll be doing a new game that I've been wanting to try out, and now I can. Am I gonna do anything else with this Minecraft world? Yes, I am. But it would be the same as always. With you at my side, I will work in this world. If not, I won't. So, until next time we meet, I hope you guys have a good day. If not, well, let me say this properly and right how I usually say. I hope you guys have a good day or night. Just make sure you make it good. And as always, With the works comes new steel. Thank you for coming. Have a good one.